Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Pep Guardiola Manchester City has conceded 27 goals in the last 12 games. They lost that game against Aston Villa away from home 2-1. Okay guys, I don't understand what is happening with Manchester City. I don't know if it's a curse or something is wrong, because I think that they probably hit a barrier. Pep Guardiola have not been in this situation before, losing games back to back, conceding goals. Do you know what it means at City, that they barely concede goals because they hold the ball so much that you cannot even get the ball? Talk less of scoring against them. Now they are conceding goals anyhow. They are losing this game against Aston Villa that's not even in form. Aston Villa have been losing games here and there, drawing games here and there, but they won against City. What's wrong with City?
You know, I think a couple of things, but the first thing I want to call back to is that nobody really understands the cliff Manchester City have to fall off on to be able to go through this run of games without getting the points. And of course, we can always call back to a few players missing, but you can't build a season on a few players missing, because there should have been planning done before the season started. And like I said, this will keep on coming on Guardiola's shoulders, because he made the decision to continue with the squad the way it is without refreshing the squad or strengthening the team, right? And as people have gone out on injury and some keep coming back, form is an issue. People may not be at the same form they were at the beginning of the season or last season, right? So the cliff is the difference between performance last season and this season. And that has been strengthened by a few people that are not available to the team. One, the lack of a backup to Haaland. One. Two, a few people that are missing, talking about Rodri and Diaz. And then three, talking about drop in form, drop in attentiveness in the game. Because when you suffer 5 games and you lose 5 games, one, you start questioning your belief, you start questioning your mentality,
yes.
You start questioning your ability. Even Guardiola himself hurting himself on the match just to come to terms with reality that this is a City side that is going through these things. You know, a lot of things are covered up when you are succeeding, right? That are unraveled when you are failing, because all those things that you cover up with a Julian Alvarez goal, all those game performances that you cover up with you pull out a win out of a game you should have probably lost or drawn, you pull out a win. All those lapses are open, and you now see the mountain of work that you need to do to get better.
Okay,
and I think he's seeing that now.
He's seeing that. If you look at this City side, Pep have not been in this situation one. In particular in this game, it's not that they played well. If you look at the position, it's just 45 If you look at the shots in total, it's just 10 for Aston Villa, 11 for City. So if you look at shots on target, it's basically the same thing. They are not playing good football. You know, I understand when City, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they will want to kill you. They will press you, they will kill you. But even if you win that game, you go hear them. Like your body will tell you that these 3 points you collected from City, that you suffer. But now, they don't even play good football. They don't even pass well. If you look at their last game against Manchester United, they couldn't even get 5 passes together. Look at this game again. They are struggling to move the ball forward. What do you think is wrong with City, in your own opinion?
Plenty things. Plenty things is wrong with them. Mentality is not there. The legs are not there.
We are talking about Pep Guardiola here. What is mentality here? He is the mentality monster.
You know me. At some point, Mourinho said this, and I'm going to quote him now. He said, "Good guys don't win matches." You get? He's done the route. He's gone the length of winning matches at all costs. That's him being a bad guy, going the full length to win matches. You know, again, that energy to continue is the Premier League. You get, at some point, some teams will just want to their season and they don't do anything that season. Now to just collect 3 points from you. It's the Premier League. It will always happen. You say Wolverhampton Wanderers that is not going anywhere. After left, they were not going anywhere, but they have to just sit deep, close, park after the park bus, and now park trailer behind the bus, and now park aeroplane after the trailer. You get, they now pack these 3 things just to wait for you to lose guard. Once you lose guard, they score 1 goal and they go back to add another trailer to front of their goal. You will continue to run around. And I feel for Man City now, that mentality is no longer there. They've hit the team, they built together, and now they've hit a brick. And that wall now is like, that wall is in front of them. They want to bring it down, but it's hard to bring. You have to climb to bring it down, but it's hard to climb because the mentality is not there. The players he needs to bring in, he did not bring them in. We keep saying players went on, other teams went on Europe as well. Other players went on continental competitions during the break. But I feel like the mentality for Man City players in this season now is not just there. Because we're talking about lineup. Today now against Aston Villa, he play better players or better places. John Stones and
apart from the brother that didn't start, every other person
start. I'm not saying okay, Diaz no play,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in defense you have Akanji who's back from injury and John Stones, wonderful pairing in centre half. You have a Rico Lewis in right back. He's good there. That's what we always talk about. Rico Lewis in right back. If Kawaka is not playing well, let this guy come in and play. He's been playing well in that side. We have a Guardiola in defense, so the defense line is now back to what it might used to be, because maybe if Diaz was there, it would have been a bit better. But it's back to the level it used to be to some extent. Even if you're there like 90%, it's back there. You're there. You were 90% there before. Now you're like 75% there. It's not to 90%, but you're almost there. Now the midfield, Kovacic and Ika combination, wonderful. You saw how they handled the ball in midfield, but it wasn't enough to break down their similar midfield because these people had a lot younger and faster legs. They were there to just hurt Man City at any cost.
Okay, let's talk about the goals. John Duran scoring in the 16 minutes of that game. And he started this goal.
He not start like 5 matches
He started
now.
this game and scored the first goal for that game. Good game for him too.
See, it still pain me. Say I suppose use 45 million buy Durant. no, God, no, don't laugh at it. This is
West Ham trying to buy.
This no. I'm telling you, this is poor business. Durant was cost for 45 million. And we said we wanted him for 40 million. And Aston Villa said no. 45 million or nothing. And you use 35 million, go buy Fokro, an older man. Now, it tells you that the coach said, no know anything they do. Now, there you go, no say the coach is not even in the mix of knowing what he's doing at that point. I feel like
I disagree.
No, you will disagree. I know say you disagree. I know say you disagree. But this is a player now that look at his potential. Last season we saw it.
You are crying over 5 million for the want of 5 million. You didn't land a John Duran.
It was the want of 10 million.
No, for the want of 5 million.
Because you
offered 40. They said they wanted 45. It's for the lack of 5 million that you didn't buy a John Duran. Whose fault though? Whose fault though? It was the club's fault, not the manager's fault. How is that now incumbent on the manager?
Manager will tell you player preference. Manager get player.
If the club can't get in a player, what will you do?
What do you expect him to do?
He went
just like Eric couldn't get in what's his name now, Frankie De Jong couldn't get in Frankie De Jong for the life of him, and there was nothing they could do. What did they do? They went for Casemiro.
Okay, let's talk about this. That goal, a wonderful goal for him. The second goal was for Rogers too. Both of them combination. They have been working in several weeks.
Boy, Morgan Rogers has been on this. I think,
and he got the assist.
He's been one of the revelation of the season for them. He's been this player.
He got an assist for him.
You just always look out for this season. Sometimes I should be like, bro, just pass the ball.
There's a
Brenda on the bench who can do this same thing, but when Brenda is on the pitch, he passes the ball. Bro, just pass the ball. Telemann sees you when you make those runs behind defenders. They see you making those runs, but they pass the ball to you, and you end up playing like Mohamed Kudus. You dribble past 1, 2, 3, 4, and you lose the ball. Now, good game for him today. Tomorrow, half hour. Last match, half hour. It was play on goal. I think he played like a Nicholas Jackson that we used to know. You're clear on goal. You fine. You don't have the proper angle to take the shot. There's a player standing free to you. You balloon the ball, and he's been doing it that for like a couple of games now. And this man just continues to trust him. And I think it's just the mentality of the coach for you just to trust his players to get the best out of them on the pitch. And I think it's just working for him. So
and number two, Aston Villa have a small squad, so they don't even have that.
Yeah, they don't have that freedom.
That front four get sub. Now the midfield, that defensive midfield and back line, 902 gets quantity. But you see that front four.
That front four no get sub.
That front four gets quality because if now, as he come out Duran.
No be Duran Watkins, yes. Who else?
Oliver and I say front four. John McGinn there for that front four, sure you know. John McGinn come out. You have a Leon Bailey who is coming in to replace him. You have a Brenda who is on the bench currently. If Rogers, this guy come out, you have another person who is coming in. So players for that front four, you say players.
So far, you've just mentioned just 4 players.
I've mentioned 4 players.
You've mentioned 4 players in those positions
that could replace the 4 that started.
That could replace the 3 because you called 3 positions right now. And called 4 players.
Okay.
3 position, 4 players.
I think the Camara came back from injury, so he added to that squad. But at the end of the day, Foden just scored a consolation for City. Let me ask this question again. And I've asked it before. Do you think that City can make top 4 this season?
Yes.
Definitely. Definitely, they can make top 4 this season. Maybe John will just talk yes out of faith.
No, I'm not saying out of faith.
Out of faith because he knows say
yes, definitely
with faith by February.
It's not about faith or by February or by this is just you being petty.
With faith by February.
Can they make top 4? Yes. Simple and short.
John is saying that.
That's
because
just
now
how
I'm-
it.
if
That's
I'm-
just
look
how
at-
it is.
It's not right. That's what John said with faith because he believes say by February.
Are you
Wait
the
now.
one faithing
He
it for
believe-
me now? Be
he
you.
believes
You were answer for yourself. I've
I tell
answered for
you- I tell you
myself.
why.
Answer for yourself. You were asked the question.
14 weeks run of games go day in February and going forward. Me now, I'm telling you that in games like this, it will come gradually. They are still in the conversation for top 4 because one, you look at Chelsea. Chelsea is still this initial gradual wey Chelsea dey use drag go front now. E go still start to dey hit them small by small. By February, when transfer window don do small kind thing for the club, then you start seeing their back. At least that drop in form in Chelsea side. Then the Arsenal side will have to fight their way back into the competition. So Man City will have to fight their way back. It's just a matter of when they start fighting.
I think where they were going to fight is Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest stay fourth with just 1 point ahead of them with 1 game in hand. So I think if they play well, they can actually make that top 4. Then finally, Pep Guardiola.
You're talking about it like as if the point
Pep
is too much.
Guardiola is just 1 point. Yeah. Let me ask the final question. Pep Guardiola, should he stay or should they find another coach?
Where is he going to
Where
in
is he
the first
going to?
place? He
Lawson?
just signed a new contract.
They give a new contract. They give a new contract for season end. Make it stay. Make we see where go carry this ship.
And you know
go.
that the news that he said that before this game, that February, March, they will see the verdict of the charges.
Yeah.
So we will know, that will affect the whole situation if he's going
If
to stay.
if he's going to
or
be playing
stay.
Coventry next 2 seasons, we will know
We will
from
see.
February.
Okay, that game ended 2-1 in favor of Aston Villa. Aston Villa winning that game at home. City they are conceding goals, and Pep Guardiola probably we've had to find a solution to his problem. This problem might be spiritual. You need to go and consult me. Look, I have some solutions for him. He needs to come and call me. But for him, he has a whole block. He is still in every competition, though. He's still in the Champions League. He's still in the FA. Look, apart from the Carabao Cup in the FA Cup, so he can win even a trophy this season if they actually get back in form. But for him, it's a whole lot of work for him to do that. But for this particular game, they lost against Aston Villa. Emery 2-1.